If you want everything to be perfect and are unwilling to accept anything but, you're never going to be successful creating anything. As a creative person, nothing holds me back more than the fear of my own expectations, because they're alarmingly high. And now that I'm entering my mid-30s, I've started to re-examine what I want from my life and how I can achieve those goals. I'm discovering what I value most and how I want to invest my time on this earth. And I want to spend my time loving those important to me and doing the things that make my heart happy. And the things in life that I love are simple, for the most part. Art, unfortunately, has not been one of those simple things. And I really want that to change. I want making art to become less terrifying, and that may sound silly that drawing and sketching can be scary, but it really can be, because if you don't like what you have on the page at the end, you only have yourself to blame. And disappointing yourself is the hardest disappointment to accept because you have total control over your own actions. I've somehow realized, thank God, that my obsession with perfection is only holding me back from finding more joy in life by doing the things that I love to do. I love to make art, but I find it difficult to actually start creating because I'm afraid of being disappointed in my skills as an artist. This is my attempt to overcome the chokehold of perfection. I am going to grab it right back and stomp all over it, because I may be totally in control of my own actions, but it's about time that I accept the truth that not all of my actions need to be 100% perfect 100% of the time. My sketches don't need to be blended to perfection. It's okay to draw or paint something ugly. All it says about you is that you're learning, and learning is admirable and not instantaneous. At the end of the day, it's better to have made something really nice, even if it's not quite perfect, than to have made nothing at all. I've always loved to draw. My mom even put me in art classes as a child because she was an awesome mom and was great at fostering what she believed were my natural talents. I mean, how many people can say that their mom tried to talk them into studying art in college? My mom's she's just really cool. And speaking to how cool she is, she recently sent me this sketchbook in the mail as a gift. My mom loves all kinds of journals and stationery, and she's been buying them for both her and me for decades now. I thought that this one was particularly thoughtful because it is a yearly sketchbook journal with 365 prompts. And even now with me in my 30s, my mom is in her 70s, she's still nurturing my love for art. And I've decided that the old adage that mama knows best is right almost 100% of the time. Remember, nothing and no one is perfect, but moms come pretty darn close, and my mom clearly thinks that I should be fostering my love for art, so I'm going to challenge myself to sketch in this journal and complete the prompts. I won't be doing it every single day, but I'm going to make my way through each prompt. It's going to take me over a year. It might honestly take me 2 years, maybe even 3, but I'm going to keep sketching. My hope is that over time, I'll be a more carefree artist. I don't want to take my sketches so seriously. I want to relax with my art. I don't want to be afraid of it making me feel like a failure. Instead, I want to be more inspired by my own creativity and more willing to make mistakes. Becoming an artist who cares less about messing up will make practicing more enjoyable and less ego-shattering. It just doesn't have to be so serious. So welcome to my first episode of many. This prompt is actually the third prompt that I've done. The first prompt was, your breakfast today. My response was an empty plate. The second prompt was, your favorite park. My husband and I had gone camping this past weekend at one of the most beautiful campsites that we've ever been to, if not the most beautiful. But that response is my view from my camping chair. And this prompt number 3, is something you're looking forward to this weekend. We were originally scheduled to take a trip to my parents' house this coming Memorial Day weekend. My parents live in South Jersey, and I mean the absolute most southern part of New Jersey, which happens to be incredibly close to one of my favorite places on this planet, Wildwood, New Jersey. It's just pure nostalgia for me. I'm a North Jersey girly, but my family always vacationed in Wildwood every year. My parents ended up retiring down there, and for some time I even lived down there with them. It was just magical, and now Wildwood feels more like home than where I'm actually from. There's just something about Jersey Shore summers when you're from New Jersey and or Philadelphia. I'll give this one to them. Philadelphians are honorary New Jerseyans in the summer. As much as I hate to say that, the Jersey Shore does owe quite a lot to Philadelphia, and we accept them and all of their insanity, and quite honestly, they fit right in. But Jersey Shore summers just have the best vibes, and they somehow become our safe place, even if our beaches and boardwalks don't seem that nice or fancy to others. It's not about the prestige. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not about the prestige in some beach towns. It's definitely about the prestige in others, but not the ones that I tend to hang out in. But I was really excited to visit my parents and catch some views on the boardwalk this weekend, but ironically, these plans have since been canceled because I've been sick for the last couple of weeks and am on round 3 of antibiotics. And my mom basically uninvited me from coming to visit because she wants me to rest up instead of running around on Memorial Day weekend. You see, my mom is super amazing. I honestly sometimes wish she thought more about herself. But this is my rendition of the Wildwood Boardwalk. It's mostly done from my own image of it in my head. I like this sketch overall. There's something really cozy about it for me. I think it's the actual setting of the image and the perspective and the sepia tone paper. It brings me back to memories of my childhood and young adulthood, which was a time when I felt like the entire world was open to me. I think that the perspective with the vanishing point in frame makes you feel like you're being sucked into the sketch, almost like you're about to go for a stroll on the boardwalk yourself. And the simple pencil marks on the yellow paper, it just feels classically homemade. I think what I'm most proud of in this sketch is the tram car, probably because the tram car is such a classic Wildwood staple, and I feel like I was really able to capture its essence and shape. I also really like the boardwalk mall. I looked at pictures of the tram car on Google to really help me capture the likeness of that front hood, but the mall marquee was entirely from memory. Even that little half moon window on top, I have no idea how close I got to what that window actually looks like, but it feels right enough. I think another thing that I like about this sketch is that it feels like a postcard, one you would pick up in a boardwalk novelty shop to mail back home to friends or relatives. And my dad did this like crazy in the 90s, and he would always send my relatives postcards the week we were on vacation, even though we all lived in New Jersey. And now that I think about it, my dad was probably doing this his whole life, and I just didn't enter his life until the 90s. But to this day, he still mails postcards when my mom and him go on trips, except now I'm the recipient. And they were in Ireland a couple of years ago for 2 weeks, and I loved finding his postcards in the mail. But I decided pretty quickly that I wanted to draw the boardwalk. As you can see, I spent a lot of time setting up the perspective with a ruler, and those early lines were very much my guide throughout the entirety of this sketch. I completed this sketch in about 90 minutes, and I really enjoyed almost the entire process. The most frustrating part of the sketch was drawing in the pier and trying to make it look clear enough to recognize as a pier, but also not too much in focus. I think I struggle a lot with trying to draw every single detail of whatever it is that I'm drawing, and I really want to learn how to draw something's likeness. And this is definitely an exercise in letting go of the idea of perfection, because our brains don't take in every single detail in our vision at any one time. Instead, we perceive the general shape of things, and based on that pattern, make a presumption of what the thing is that we're looking at. So I'm really trying to draw that way. I'm trying to really grab the overall shapes of an image rather than every single detail of that image. And that's the whole point of this exercise. I want to become less afraid of being disappointed by my perceived lack of skill. And instead, I want to be more carefree. I want to be more relaxed. I want to care less about how good I think that last image looks. I just want to be proud of my current skill level and excited to continue improving. And all of those things will make practice a lot more fun.